am Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library. Thank you very much for joining me for February's Inquire Within program. So this time we're focusing on using your imagination. The program is called Imagine That, and it's all about using your imagination to see what you can create. In the kits this month, we're going to give you some kind of art supplies, papers, pom-poms, yarn, all kinds of things, and then you can decide what you would like to do with them. Use your imagination and see what you can come up with. The kits are available in the children's room. You can come down and pick one up there, or as many as you need. Or you could always call us and reserve them, and you can pick them up through curbside service if you'd like to do it that way. But do you know which PBS Kids friends like using their imaginations? Pinkalicious and Peterrific do. And so the kits this time are Pinkalicious and Peterrific themed. So there'll be some different activities that are from Pinkalicious and Peterrific. And one of the things that's in the kit will be your very own Pinkalicious and Peterrific colored pencils. So you can use those for your creations. And there's some stickers to give you some inspiration too. Now, one of the activities is designing your own garden. You know, Peter and Pinkalicious love being outdoors. In this story called Pinkalicious Treasure-tastic, they're going for a hike with their parents. So they like gardens, they like the outdoors. So you can decide what your perfect garden would be. You don't have to grow vegetables. You don't have to grow flowers. Maybe you want to grow, I don't know, footballs. Maybe you want to grow balloons. Maybe you want to grow animals. It is up to you. Use your imagination and see what you come up with. But in the kits, we're going to give you things like little pom-poms. Maybe you could grow pom-poms. Foam pieces. So every kit's going to have different things in it. So you can just see, when you look at it, think, imagine maybe I could do this or that. See what you come up with. So we'll give you some different kinds of paper. We'll give you shiny gold paper if you'd like to, I don't know, grow gold coins in your garden. It is up to you. But you design the garden that you would like. And if you've seen Pinkalicious and Peterrific, you know, they have a gnome friend who they see sometimes. So this handout has information on how to make your own gnome. And Miss Grace was kind enough to make this one. So you can see she used some cotton balls to make a beard. So you could give your gnome cotton ball white hair, white beard. You put a hat on. You can make your gnome whatever color you would like. But in your kit, there'll be some materials to make a gnome like this. If you would like to really dress up, you can make your own mask. And we'll give you some yarn that you can use. You'll cut this out and cut out the eyes. Cut out these little holes and put the yarn in, and then you can tie it on. But before you do that, you can decorate it. You can decide, do you want to be going to a fancy ball? Do you want to pretend to be an animal? Whatever you would like to imagine, you can decorate this, and that'll be could be your whole different alter ego or your persona, or you can pretend to be whatever you'd like to be. And here is something that you can do with your friends or with your family. It's called Create Your Own Accidental Art. And how this works is each person that you're doing this with will take turns drawing for a minute or two. You can time it if you want. You can just decide like, okay, that's enough, and pass it on to somebody else. But the first person will start to draw something, maybe just put some colors, maybe a shape, some squiggles, whatever they feel like. And then they'll pass it to the next artist. And then the next person can look at the first one and think, that reminds me of this, or I want to turn it into that. And then they can draw some more. And you keep passing it around till everybody's had a chance to draw. And then you can see what you created. And it'll be accidental art because maybe the first person was thinking of something completely different when they started. And by the end, you've got something unique, something different, something that your family or your friends created. So all of those things will be in the kit. And I've got another activity that I'm going to show you about, one more craft that I'm going to tell you about too. If you've seen Pinkalicious and Peterrific, or maybe looked at some of the books from the library, you might know that Peter and Pinkalicious have a friend who is a unicorn. Her name is Goldilicious, or Goldie for short. And in this book, the 5-Minute Pinkalicious Stories book, Goldie, the unicorn, is coming to a royal tea. So she's coming to Pinkalicious and Peterrific's house. So the other activity that we have for you this time is making a unicorn bookmark, because that seemed like a good use of your imagination. You can imagine what your unicorn would look like. Let me show you on a book how this bookmark works. Since mine's facing this way, it would go on this page. If you want it to be on this page, well, you can use it this way and be upside down, and that would still work because, you know, the horn would still be sticking out. But if you want, so when you do your bookmark, you can decide which way you want it to, which page it'll go on, and so it'll be which way's your unicorn facing. In your kit will be a piece of white paper, and we need it to be a square cone because this bookmark is going to start out with doing a little bit of origami. So if you would like your unicorn to be this size bookmark, then you would take the white paper, fold it in half and cut it in two, and then you can actually make 2 bookmarks out of this piece of paper. If you would like your unicorn head to be bigger, you can make it out of 1 piece of paper. And you need a square to start with origami. So if you do it out of the big piece of paper, you fold it over and you cut off this part. You make a triangle and then cut off the extra part. Same thing if you're using the half sheets. Fold it into a triangle shape. Make it as neat as you can because that'll just make the origami part work better. And then you cut off the extra, and then you can use this to decorate something else. And then that's what's going to turn into the bookmark part. And I'm actually going to show you on this pink paper. I think it might be a little bit easier to see. But if you cut it out like this from the rectangle, then you already have this first shape. This is the triangle shape. And if not, if you have a square piece of paper, fold it in half, make a triangle. And again, try to make the folds as neat as you can. Try to line everything up before you crease it, and that'll just make the bookmark stay together better. So once you have a triangle, you put the long part at the bottom, and then you take this point on this side and bring it up to this point. Bring it up like that to the center. And same thing on this side. So you fold it up like that, so you kind of have a diamond shape. Then you open it up again. You've got these 2 points at the top. You fold the front one down, just one, not both of them. And it's going to make a little pocket here. And then you fold the sides in again, and you tuck them into the pocket. So pull this one back in, and it goes up and over and tucks in behind. Same thing with this side. It comes in, and then you fold it up and over and tuck it inside. And that's how your bookmark will go. And so this is where you can decide if you want it to be facing this way or this way. And whatever color you decide to make your bookmark out of, whatever paper that you decide to use, if you want to use a different color that you have at home, you can do that if you don't want it to be white. But the idea is that 3/4 of the shape is going to be white, and one part will be a different color so you can see the unicorn's neck and head better. So I decided that my unicorn was going to be in a field of flowers. So I used a flower piece of paper for the bottom part. Whichever way yours is facing, if it's going to be this way, the bottom's going to be this side. It's facing this way, the bottom will be this side. You can color it yourself, or you can glue on a contrasting kind of paper like I did here. Put that on, trim it if necessary, and then you're pretty much good to go. It's time to decorate some more. So if you would like it to look more like a unicorn, you could trim the edges a little so it's not as pointy. So you can give your unicorn a nose. You can give your unicorn an ear at the top. You can cut this a little bit. So just give a little curve to the unicorn's neck like this. And then you can put on eye, nostrils if you want, cheeks, a mane. Good unicorn should certainly have a mane. Mine's sort of rainbow colored, but you can do it however you'd like. You can glue on yarn. You can glue on something else. You can put little pom-poms on if you want, whatever you think the unicorn's mane should look like. And then you remember I told you there'd be some shiny gold paper in the kit. Well, if you would like, you can make your unicorn's horn out of that like I did. You can cut 2 pieces or fold it in half and glue it together that way to make it shiny gold on both sides. But you just glue that to the back of the unicorn's head or tape it on. Actually, I did both to make sure. Don't want my unicorn to lose her horn. So to make sure that her horn stayed on, I glued it and taped it so it'll be very secure, so won't fall out of my book. And then I can use the unicorn for when I'm reading a Pinkalicious and Peterrific book or whatever else I'm reading. My unicorn friend will mark the page. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you as always to our friends at WQED Education and Clearview Federal Credit Union. It is thanks to them that we are able to bring you these programs and do the kits for you so you can use your imagination and create your beautiful Pinkalicious and Peterrific art at home. So please come in and get your kits. They'll be here as long as supplies last. And thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you again next month for our next Inquire Within program. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.